Good morning, class. I request everyone to please all stand up for our class opening prayer. Prayer leader, please lead the prayer. Amen. Before you settle down, I wanted you to arrange your chairs and make your line straight and kindly pick up the pieces of paper under chairs. Okay, you may now take your seats. Before we begin with our formal discussion, I want you to be aware that I want all of you to listen to me intently while I was discussing here in front of you. When I say intently, it means carefully. Listen to me carefully because I know that most of you here are aiming to learn something new. Am I right? Okay, so listening carefully to your teachers while he or she was discussing is the best or the most effective way to gain those desired knowledge. And if you have queries or clarifications to make, raise your right hand and do not speak in chorus. Am I clear? Alright, and as I can see that everyone here are really good students. Since there's no vacancy, it means nobody is absent, so give ourselves a big hand. Always remember, class, that your presence during school hours matters. One day absent is already a big impact or disadvantage to you because you did not just miss a single day of discussion, rather, you missed a whole day of learning new things that will equip you in the future. Since we're now talking about learning, who among you here could still recall what is quantitative research? Yes, Miss Lanoy, I see you waving your hand. What is quantitative research? Very well said. Quantitative research is a way to study things by collecting numbers and analyzing them to find patterns and relationships. It also helps the researcher to measure and understand things in a structured and objective manner. Alright, let's have a short activity so you could write this in any type of paper, alright? So first, I have posted here some pictures. What I wanted you to do is from these pictures, try to give an idea based on what you see or observe and try to widen your imagination of what particular concepts is being portrayed in the given picture. So I'll give you 2 minutes to complete the task. Alright, time's up. Pass your papers here in front. So, in the first picture, majority of you answered collected ideas. In the second picture, some of you answered experimentations, experimenting. Could be, because there's a girl in a white gown and a microscope. And the third picture, half of you class answered Red Cross, and some of you answered just the census. That's great. You're really using your imaginations. And the fourth picture, most of you answered survey. Oh, and the fifth picture, as I can observe that some of you answered Taylor Swift and half of you answered talk show. The sixth picture, some answered library and some answered book. In the seventh picture, you answered article. In the eighth picture, your all answer is research, your favorite project. In the last picture is globalization. That's great. So how did you find the activity? Is it fun? Miss Sumatra, is it fun? Are you having fun? Alright, very good. I'm happy that you're having fun. So what are your bases which enables you to come up with these words? Miss Diemet. Alright, so did you use your imaginations in order to arrive with these descriptions, or did you just make your own experiences? Miss Malinog? Yes, that's great. You use both the imagination and experience. From the first to the ninth pictures, what have you observed? Yes, Mr. Sende. Very good. Are the given pictures has something in common? What about the differences? Yes, Miss Aison. Good job. Now going back to the given pictures. Have you seen it before time? Or were you able to see or hold it in person? Where? And in what instance? Yes, Miss Bonado. Very good. Now, based on the given pictures, what is the general idea being conveyed? Yes, Mrs. Saap. Yes. Now, try to look back on these given pictures. Are the concepts has something to do with the research? Do you think that these words are essential in conducting research? Yes, Miss Hontiveros. Excellent! Now, do you think that these concepts are in line with our previous discussion, which is the quantitative research? Why? Alright, Mr. Nokalan. Very good. So class, what do you think is our topic for today? Anybody? No one? Alright. So our topic for today is all about quantitative data collection. But before we begin with our proper discussion, here are the objectives that we aim to obtain at the end of the lesson or after the lesson. Since our topic for today is about data collection, let's first define the word data. Data are a collection of facts. It can be numbers, values, measurements, observations, or even just a description of things. Now, there are two types of data. What are these? The first one is the primary data. It is the data that has been generated by the researchers himself or herself, or the data that is collected by the researchers from first-hand sources. The second type of data is the secondary data. So secondary data are the data that is collected by the researchers from published sources. Now, data collection is a process of gathering information on variables of interest from a sample research participants. Now, there are two types of data collection. The first one is primary data collection. This refers to the process where the data has been gathered by the researchers are directly from the target participants, or the researcher themselves are the one who collects the data personally using different mediums. There are 4 mediums used in primary data collection. These are experiment, survey, questionnaire, and interview. Now, the second type of data collection is the secondary data collection. This refers to the process where the data that has been gathered by the researchers are from published sources. So, there are various mediums used in secondary data collections. This includes books, research, newspapers, internet articles, records, biographies, public consensus, or censuses or statistical data, data analysis, research articles by other researchers, and databases. What could be the possibilities if you as a researcher does not display honesty in collecting data essential to your study? Anyone? Alright, Miss Sumatra. Very good. So, will your study becomes essential if the collected data is from unreliable sources? Yes, Miss Gupit. Of course not. So what is the importance of collecting data from trusted sources, Miss? Yes, Miss Libres. All right, thank you. And what are the values and attitudes that you need to practice as a researcher? Yes, Miss Sumalino. Very good. All right. So let's have a group activity, and this time I will be dividing the whole class into 3 groups. This one will be the group 1, this one will be the group 2, and the rest will be the group 3. And each group will be completing a different task in 2 minutes. This is to see if you are really listening to the discussion that we had earlier. Alright? You may now begin. Okay, time's up. Pass your papers because I will be the one to check that at home. For our last activity, this activity will be an individual activity. You will write this on a 1/4 sheet of paper and we'll finish this within 5 minutes because we will check your answers afterwards. Okay, you don't need to copy the questions, just answer directly. Understood? Okay, you may now start answering. Okay, time's up. Exchange your papers with your mates. Okay. What would be the answer for number 1, Miss Runamo? Very good. Secondary data. The second one, Miss Cajes. Very good. This is primary data. How about number 3, Miss Lemet? Okay, very good. Secondary data. And the last number will be, yes, Miss Bulancos. This will be the primary data. Very good. So, who got the perfect score? Oh my God. Most of you got perfect. So, I believe that you had really understand the discussion that we had a while ago. And I hope that you will make use of those learnings that you had learned today. Alright. This will be your assignment. Copy this on your assignment notebook and pass it next meeting. So that would be all for today. God bless and goodbye everyone.